And now, another exciting episode of As the River Churns.
Yes, another exciting episode. We
Oh.
have a special guest today, and I bet a lot of you may not even know who this is. Does anybody have an idea who this is? Anybody? One person. Well, Tara, you don't count. You work with them. So this is Alan Tutterow. Alan Tutterow is our Chief Financial Officer for Contura. And so let's give him a hand for being here today. Because he obviously has no idea what he's getting into at this point, right? So with our show. But Alan, it's great to have you here today. So I think we had wanted to have you talk a little bit about something pretty exciting for the residents coming down the pike here.
Yes, well, thank you, Tom, for allowing me to be here today. And probably most importantly for this crowd, my aunt and uncle are Bill and Norma Tutterow, who live here.
We
certainly,
love that. We
certainly,
love that, Alan.
I
We love that they
know.
live here.
Absolutely.
I know. Well, thank you that I am serving as the CFO with Contura. I was with the Wellspring organization prior to this. I've been with the organization about 34 years, wearing multiple hats of CFO, COO, Director of Philanthropy, and a few other things in between. But I'm excited to be with you today and to share something that is coming down the road for you, or coming down the river for y'all, that this is something that for several years I've had many residents and family members ask about, could we have this? We've heard you, and we're excited to roll this out. In the next couple months, coming to you will be an online resident bill payment portal. It will be a secure web platform that you would access through River Landing. You would access your River Landing account through that. You could view your statements and pay your bills all online. It's pretty simple and intuitive. However, we're going to have a lot of opportunities for you to learn about that this is just really your introduction. Everything that I'm going to share with you today, you will receive a one-page flyer in the next couple days that will have all this same information on it, so don't feel you've got to retain all of it or take notes today. That what this is, to give you a feel, is if any of you use online banking, you can go into your bank account, you can check the balance, you can see what transactions have occurred, you can transfer money within accounts. Or if you're like me, who has lots of doctor visits these days, and you get the email that your bill is ready to be paid for XYZ doctor, click on this link and make your payment. Very similar to that. That through the bill payment portal, you'll be able to establish an auto draft to pay your bill. And if you are already on an auto draft to pay your River Landing bill, there's nothing you need to do. All of that information will transfer over and will just continue just like we have been. You can also make your payment via check, like you do now, and there's some folks that those checks are issued by a bank or a third party or an investment company. That all still continues just like it has. With the new bill payment portal, you can pay by check, but if you ask us what the preferred way is, it would be that auto draft electronic payment. That is the preferred, from our standpoint, payment method. With the new billing portal, you can view your account from wherever you may have internet access and a computer access. And with your permission, we can grant that same access to a family member or someone else that may be assisting you with reviewing your bills or making payments. So the next steps with this, you'll receive a flyer in the next couple days that has some information. And you here at River Landing are scheduled for launch the last 2 weeks of September. During that time period, we will have, again, further written instructions that will go out that'll have some screenshots, and we're in the process, working with Lisa and Tom, of setting up some sessions in person where you could come and we'll have members of the billing team and the accounting team to help get you very comfortable with how do I access this. That some of what you will have in the flyer that goes out to you are some of the what we consider more frequently asked questions, and I'm going to cover some of those now. That with this, how you will access the portal will be going to a website on a web browser link that we're going to give you a couple of shortcuts to make that easier, both on your resident River Landing icon portal. There will be a link there that you can go to, or actually out on River Landing's webpage. There will be a section you can go to, and that's where most likely, if you've got a family member, that's where they would probably go to connect into this. That to get into the portal, you will need a unique login and password so that it is password protected. With your permission, we can give that access to a family member so they can review and make payment of your bill on your behalf. And if you're really lucky, they'll link it to their bank account to make your payment for your bill. That's what you're going for.
That's a great idea.
That's the goal.
That's the goal. So you can try to talk them into that. That how you will know that your bill is ready to be accessed or sort of out there on the portal. You can sign up to receive a text message or an email with that. Again, same access can be granted to family members. And if you have been in multiple levels of River Landing, assisted living or skilled nursing or independent living, or have a family member that's maybe there, you can access all of those bills through this same portal. That if you're not planning on paying your bill online, will you still need to access the portal? Yes. Yes, you will need to do that, because the next question we get asked most often, does this mean we're going paperless? After a period of time for you to become comfortable with this, our goal is to reduce the number of bills that we are printing on a monthly basis. If you are someone who still needs a paper bill, we'll still do that. But the goal is to not churn out these huge stacks of bills every month on paper. What we will be moving away from, if any of you have bills emailed to a family member or someone, we will eventually, once you're comfortable with the system, we will stop that emailing process because they can access them by going into the portal. But if you're someone who needs paper, that you still have a way to get that. But again, we're trying to get away from that. Is the billing portal secure? In March of 2026, the billing portal provider called RevSpring, that's another way you'll hear it talk about, is RevSpring, like Revenue Spring, but RevSpring, announced that their full suite of products achieved High Trust R2 certification for cybersecurity and information protection. The High Trust R2 certification is the highest level of risk-based cybersecurity and compliance certification. Will you be able to look up past bills on the resident bill paying portal? We have started archiving those from the middle of 2026. We will archive those statements out there for a rolling 18-month time period. What this means specifically for you, because one of the more common, can I pull these statements when I have to go to my tax preparer? That they will be out there from mid-2026 forward. So the first full year that they will be out there will be the tax year 2027. And they will be out there for a rolling 18 months. So if you file your taxes on time with April 15th, it's really easy. They're all out there. Now, I know that none of you would do an automatic extension and actually file your taxes in October. That wouldn't happen with anybody. So, if you are someone who does that and doesn't actually file until October, you're going to want to make sure to download or print or have your tax preparer download or print those statements in the first half of the year so that you can access the full year of 2027. Does that make sense with that? The other common question, does this mean that we can now pay by credit card or debit card? We will continue with the auto pay drafts as an option and checks as an option. We are not expanding to credit cards or debit cards as an option because those all come with fees, some of them pretty high fees, and some of those fees we can't pass on even if we wanted to pass on. So if we turned on that option, all of your neighbors would be picking up your cost for those credit card and debit card fees, and we'd have to roll them into your monthly service fees. And so we want to keep those as low as possible. So the current payment methods of auto draft or check, whether you're writing the check or you're getting someone to write the check on your behalf or a bill paying service to write your check, all of those still continue. The other question that we get, how does this impact my long-term care insurance filings if I have that, or my insurance filings with something like TRICARE if I'm in healthcare? All of those will continue to do the exact same thing we're doing right now. Whatever it is we're doing, I don't know what we're doing, but it will continue to be what we're doing. That Rhonda and Brent and Kenya and the people that support you from a billing standpoint assure me that that just continues with that. So I think this will be a very exciting tool that many folks have asked for quite a while, as far as being able to reduce the amount of paper that we're generating and for their family members to be able to help out with this. So that's sort of an overview. Be looking out for more information as it comes. I don't know if in this process you do questions and answers with this group, or
we can. I think the part that to me that I want to emphasize is you're really just kind of rolling out the concept today.
This is just they sent me out to do the introductions.
Right.
None of this do you have to remember from today. You're going to get lots of more information over the next several weeks with this. And again, those face-to-face opportunities to come and meet with people to help work through this. So look forward to that. And thank you for letting me be with you today. And I hope you have a good rest of the meeting.
Thank you, Alan.
Thank you. And we do have the first flyer going out later tonight, and it will also go up on Care Merge. So be looking for that.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. Appreciate you being here. And I don't know, Alan, I think they might be open to having the transactions fees for credit card purchases given to their neighbors. I think they're okay with that. So. Thank you, Alan. Yes, Bob, you have a question. Are your fees going to go down because of this? Well, Alan, boy, you're leaving at the right time, Alan. That's all I got to say. I actually do think this is going to be a really nice enhancement. You know, for those of you that are computer savvy, you know, I don't think you're going to have a whole lot of problems picking this up. It's going to be like anything else that you do portal-wise from your doctor's offices and those kinds of things. Mm-hmm. For those of you that struggle a little bit more with the computer, you know, we might have to help you a little bit. We'll try to make sure that Philip gets really well trained on this as well, so you can go to Philip if you need to. And we're going to have, as Alan said, we'll have a bunch of informational sessions so we can kind of show you the software. So, you know, don't have any anxiety about this. And, you know, I know their goal is to really reduce the number of bills, and we are all in favor of that. But we know some of you really count on getting that bill every month, and we're not going to stop that if that's something that you want. We'll right, Michelle? Because Michelle makes all those copies. So Michelle will be glad to help you out. See, it's so easy for me to say that Michelle's going to be able to help you out with that. So, but it's going to be a good process, I think.
Absolutely. Well, we have a busy day today.
Yes.
We have multiple guests. So
yes.
Our next guest is Jack Humphreys. Many of you, I'm sure, know him. He is the chairman of the FURL program. So we have some questions for him today. I think you all, I see some of you have in your laps some things that went out already today.
That's
so
awesome.
Have
Jack, thank you for being here today. And
Yes.
thank you for being gracious about allowing Alan to come in and steal your time up front. I appreciate that.
Oh, Jack was very flexible.
Yes, he
So,
was. We appreciated
yes,
that.
Yes.
I think we bounced him around a little bit. It was like, Jack, you're going to be second. No, Jack, you're going to be first. No, Jack, now you're going to be second. So
Oh,
thank you, Jack.
absolutely. Okay, so we have some great questions today. First one, do you have important registration and class dates you would like to remind us about?
I do, and Tom, thank you, and Lisa, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to
Absolutely.
be with you today. I really appreciate that. And I'm happy to be here today and talk about the fall semester of the Furl program. And when this program is over, our fall semester catalog will be in your inbox, upstairs in your internal mailbox. And so I hope you get that and enjoy looking at the classes, and will want to come and see a lot of them this fall. I think we have a really, really nice lineup. The catalog is out now. The registration will be 1 week from today, August the 26th, in the gym, 11 in the morning until 1 in the afternoon. And then it will be in the sitting area next to the bank ATM machine on Thursday and Friday, the 27th and the 28th, from 9 in the morning until 4 in the afternoon. So 3 days next week, 26, 27, and 28, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you have the opportunity to sign up and register for the classes. And it doesn't make any difference what day you show up. You can show up at 11 on Wednesday or 3:30 on Friday. It makes absolutely no difference in your place in the ability to get into the programs. So that'll be the registration. And if you are on travel and you're away from campus and can't go to any of those, email me. And I will get your name on the list. Please do that only if you are not physically here, but if you're not here, I'll be happy to do that for you. And then our first class is on September the 10th.
Wow.
So again, we hope to see lots of you there.
That's great.
Jack, some of the classes are going to be held here in the multipurpose room. So I think that sometimes residents go, oh, it's going to be in the multipurpose room. There's plenty of room for me. I don't need to register. I'll just go if I want to go that day. And that we would rather not have that, right?
Thank you for that, Tom. You're absolutely right. We do ask that you register for the classes. Thank you. And there's several reasons we would like you to do that. First and foremost, it's a courtesy to the speaker, who is usually your neighbor. And so we want them, and they want to know how many people are going to be in their class. They want to know if the residents value what they're going to talk about. They certainly hope that a lot of people will show up, but it's a way for the resident to know, or for the speaker to know, that you value what they're getting ready to talk about. There are also many practical reasons. Many times they have handouts, and they need to know how many handouts to prepare. Furl needs to know how many chairs to set up. We do that different every single time. And very important for those of us on the work group, we use the registration numbers to see if we're getting the kinds of classes that you want. Are our classes resonating with you? If a class has got 150 people signed up and a class of another type has got 15 people signed up, then we've missed the sweet spot someplace in there. And so the registration gives us feedback to ensure that we get the kinds of classes that you want to attend.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Another question I've heard is, why do you have so many classes with limited attendance that are determined by a lottery? Can you explain that part of it?
Sure, I'd be happy to. And class size, thank you for that question as well. Class size is determined by the speaker, not by Furl. Many topics simply lend themselves to a little more intimate atmosphere than an NPR that's full of people. This fall, for example, Sandra Edwards is going to do her book study again. She did one in the spring. This semester she's doing T.H. White, The Once and Future King, and that just lends itself to a smaller, more intimate group, and so she's limited the number of people that she's going to have in the class. Our kitchen tours are always very popular, and obviously those are limited by the size of the kitchen. This semester, Bill Huffam is going to teach a class on playing the Native American flute, which he makes. And you're actually going to practice and play the flute, and I don't think Bill has 150 flutes to pass out in the audience, and so he limits the number of people that he wants in his class. And sometimes technology issues or transportation issues also determine where we can go. And some speakers are just more comfortable in a smaller audience, and we try to honor that.
Sure.
That's great.
That makes sense.
Jack, you know, I think one of the biggest complaints we get sometimes is, oh my gosh, there's a furl class going on at the same time that we're going on a trip somewhere or we're going out to eat somewhere. And, you know, is this all Courtney's team's fault that we should be blaming them for all this? Right, Courtney? Should we be blaming you and your team for this? Or no, obviously that's sometimes it just can't be helped, right, Jack? Right?
Again, thank you for that. That is a complaint, a criticism, a feedback that we get quite frequently. And please understand that we try very, very hard to avoid major known conflicts. Bird Club, band, the chorus. But River Landing is a very large community, and Tom and Lisa and everybody's trying hard to give us a variety of activities to go to every single day, and sometimes that conflict just cannot be avoided in a dynamic community like this. One of the biggest problems is this classroom right here. We only really have two classrooms, this and the Wellness Center classroom. And most people like to be in here because there's a much larger audience. So competition for the NPR all year long is very, very fierce. And so sometimes we just take what we can get. This semester we've got some really, really good outside speakers coming in. We've had Jeff Jones from UNCG. He's been here several times, always does a wonderful job. Well, he's a popular guy. He's got responsibilities, so his class and university responsibilities, he tells us when he can come. And we just hope that we can find a classroom when he says he can come. And sometimes that's hard. And so we just have to take what they offer. We're very, very pleased. You'll see in your catalogs in just a little bit, Jim Dodson, who wrote The Road That Made America. He's going to be a speaker this fall. He was a toughie to nail down, a toughie. When we finally got talking about dates, he gave us a date and a time.
Wow.
Take it or leave it.
Wow.
And we're just praying that we can find a classroom.
So that class is at 3 a.m. on Thursday, right? Isn't that correct?
It's 2:30, but that's one of our outside speakers we're very pleased to have is Marty and Porter Halliburton. I don't know if you know that name. They're residents at Wellspring. Porter was a prisoner of war in Vietnam for 7.5 years. He was listed as dead by the government, and then one day he showed up. They have a presentation that they do together. It is absolutely riveting. Their shared experience during this very, very difficult time. It was very difficult to get a schedule for them. And one day they said, okay, this date, this time. And so we're simply doing the best we can. So it's inevitable that when we have those kinds of circumstances, we simply cannot help the conflicts. It's the reality of life in a vibrant community like River Landing. It's unfortunate. We do the best we can.
Yeah. A lot of effort's put into that, I know, Jack. So, yeah.
Lastly, what else would you like to share
Um,
about the furl program?
yeah.
What else would you
Thank-
like to share about the
thank
furl? I
you.
think that's what Lisa was asking.
Is it not working?
Yeah, but you go ahead, Jack.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The work group that plans and presents these programs are 8 residents and 1 staff representative, Allison Crossman. And they work very, very hard to find the programs that we think you would like and enjoy. We do have outside speakers. I've just listed some of the ones for this coming fall. But overwhelmingly, Furl is by residents, for residents. And before every single class, we always say, if you think you can give a Furl class or you know somebody that can give a Furl class, please say something to us. The residents, you are our lifeline. If you quit talking to us, the program will die. So we encourage you, please stay engaged, stay in touch with us. We want to do this for you.
That's great.
Well said, and thank you so much for your dedication to this, people that came before you, and your committee. So, absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Jack. Appreciate it.
Okay, our next guest up is Terrell. Come on up, Terrell.
So, Tara, are you like the comic relief at this point?
Well, you might need some after Alan was here. I don't know. So the clicker, I'm good to go here. What?
Oh no, we just brought you up to just for people to look at you. We're not ready for you
Right.
yet. So
You're not ready? Okay.
Yeah.
No,
okay.
that's at the end, Terrell.
yeah, Terrell, we got to get through
I
all
got
the
you.
other
Yep,
stuff first.
yep.
So.
Oh, that's good. That's
Okay,
good.
so relax a little bit. You know, you can join in some of the jocularity and things as we're
I'll
going
do it.
along.
I'll do it.
Right. Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Do you need an agenda, Terrell?
No, you gave me one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you sure did.
This is part of the script. We're just.
Is it really?
Yes.
I don't remember seeing
You
that
have a
in
first
here.
baseman?
Okay. So the first thing we're going to do, Terrell, is ask you to read the trivia question.
And I'll do that gladly.
Okay.
Go ahead and read it now.
Well,
But
wait a
the
minute.
first
Before
thing
you do,
is,
we
We've
have
got-
to.
we
We're-
have a prize today.
We do have a prize, and it's a bottle of
Yes.
wine. It's Gentleman's Collection Red Blend number 2 from Wells Fargo. No, I'm kidding. It says Forgo Frills.
Forgo thrills.
Forgo Frills.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it looks good.
The label looks very interesting.
Yeah, it does.
It's a gentleman on the front.
With a big beard, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Very very interesting.
It's
okay.
it's a very hearty wine, I
Yeah,
believe.
It
Yes.
I'm
must
sure that
be,
it is. I
yes.
don't drink wine. So the question today.
Wait a minute. We have to tell them what number do they have to call first.
Well, I was going
before-
to say who the
He's-
question.
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
All right.
He's
Yeah.
got a whole thing he's going to share.
Okay,
Yes.
I didn't realize he was well prepared for
So
this.
the question today is from a resident of the future and a dedicated follower of River Churns, Michael Karakostas.
Yes. And we met him at the last month's show.
Yes, we did.
Yes.
Yes, we did.
Yes.
That's right. They were visiting.
So I'll read the question, but before I do, if you know the answer, you need to call Allison, and the number is 336-458-9125. Is that right?
Yes. I was just looking for Allison to make sure she was in the room.
Why don't you
And
read
she
the phone
is
number
here.
again?
She
just
is
because it's
here.
different.
This is going
336
beautifully.
336.
So the number to call, 336-458-9125.
Okay.
And now we're ready for the question.
We are.
We are. We
Okay.
are.
Who was the only president of the United States who was not a native English speaker? I'll read it again. Who was the only president of the United States who was not a native English speaker? Do we play the Jeopardy music now?
No, we don't.
No,
Allison
no.
will get up and she'll
Call-
leave the room
yep,
here shortly.
Give
when she
Allison
gets
a
the phone
call.
But nobody's gotten it yet because her phone's
And it
not
is
ringing.
it's a new number for us. So
Yep.
again, it's 336-458-9125. The line is open.
The line is
Oh,
open.
she's going out now.
She
Okay.
might have got
She got a
somebody.
call.
All right.
She'll give us a thumbs up if we have a winner.
All right. We're going to be moving on then. On our
Okay,
agenda.
yes, we have a lot to do today.
Yeah, we got a half hour here to try and get
We
everything
do,
in, so
we do. So
do
let's
that.
review some projects, Tom.
Yep.
We typically do that, the front of our show here.
Yep.
The pavilion and the bocce court, that's been at the top of our list.
Yep. So we have bids now from I think it's 5 different construction companies. My understanding is Friday we're going to be going over those bids and selecting a construction company. The goal is to try and start in September and finish, well, we'll see when we finish. You know, I've gotten to the point now, you all, where I don't even give a finish date anymore
Yeah.
because we never seem to be able to hold to them. So we're going to finish it at some point. That's the answer I'm giving right now at this point. So, and then the bocce court, the bocce court, because of the site work that needs to be done, the bocce court as it is going away. I think you all know we're moving it over towards the dining room side of the back here. And we are going to be working with the bocce folks because we're going to doing a new surface on there. I think we're
Right.
moving towards a artificial
turf.
surface on there instead of doing the surface that we have
Right,
now.
right.
So we'll try and put that, as soon as we can get the site work done, we can get the bocce court in, and they can start on that and be doing that even while we've got hopefully construction going on.
Right,
So
right. So there'll be more to come on that for bocce players. Just be looking for that. Courtney and Scooter will orchestrate getting a meeting together and making sure we meet all the needs that we can with that.
Right.
So, last month, we mentioned hybrid elevators and that we were going to be having a meeting with hybrid folks.
yeah, we did. We had a very good meeting with the hybrid folks. Our architects presented a plan to build an elevator at each of the hybrid buildings. Quite honestly, after a lot of discussion that evening and presentation, and I think some further discussion afterwards by the
Resident
the
groups.
resident groups in each of the buildings, we are going to keep the plans as a backup plan for now. We're not going to move forward. Quite honestly, the plans call for a brook coming out from the building almost 20 feet, and so that was going to block some views for some of the residents there. And after a lot of discussion, it was decided that even the residents that weren't affected didn't want to do that to the residents that were affected. So, we're going to really try and double down on trying to keep those elevators working well, and we've got some other things that we've done to try and help mitigate that. One was we spent a good bit of money buying all extra parts for both of those elevators that we could have on site, so in case one of them does go down, we at least have what we think would be a part to fix it right here on premises, and that should speed up process too.
Right.
So it was a good meeting, a lot of good discussion, and I applaud the hybrid residents. I think they made the right decision. This was the right way to go for now. Yeah.
But we have plans in case
We got plans.
wanna-
We got them,
Yep,
which is what
bring
we
it up.
promised we would do. We'd have plans
Yep.
for them.
Absolutely. Okay, the airlock creation by the locker rooms and wellness area. We've been working on that for a while now.
Yeah,
And
I
our
would say so.
goal, we're still waiting on doors. Our goal is to have it up before it's really cold out.
That's a good goal.
So I figure that gives a couple months. No date, nope, it's,
So Lisa, do we know, are the doors gold plated? Is this why it's taking so long?
they
to
should
get
be
the
at this
doors?
point.
They-
Yes.
They should
yes,
be gold
yes.
plated at this
I
point.
think we're at
so-
about month 6 or 7. So, yep, they should be.
So hopefully we will have that soon, though.
Yes,
And
yes.
I'm hoping by next month that we'll have a better answer for you there.
I hope so too. Um, so Miss Nancy, everybody knows that is the bus. We're not talking about a resident. Renovation, she's going into the shop to have internal refurbs done, and that is September 8th. So she will come offline for 2 to 3 weeks, and that is redoing all the upholstery inside and some other things. So We're going to make her look pretty good.
Miss Nancy's getting a
Miss Nancy's getting a makeover.
Yes, she
yes,
is. Yeah.
absolutely. So that's coming soon. I want to take before and after pictures.
Yeah.
So I got to make sure I do that.
Well,
so
from what they were showing us from just some of the computer models, it looked like it was going to be really nice.
Looks like
in
it's
there.
going to be
So-
amazing.
And just another point about that, you know, we have, and this came up in the survey a little bit. They were like, is it time to replace Miss Nancy? And the answer is no. And I'll tell you why, because you know, the engine doesn't even have 100,000 miles on it at this point. And those engines are actually built to go 400, 500, 600,000 miles. So the bus is in good shape except for the inside. And so, you know, this is what we're going to get ready to fix, is to
Right.
make the inside kind of match more what we've done now with the outside
Yep.
work that's being done.
and we
So
still have a window as well that we're working on.
we have a
trying to
window that
get-
we're having a hard time
it's a
getting replaced,
custom.
but
It's a
we'll-
custom situation.
yeah, it's
and
going to have to be a custom.
We're trying to
made.
find someone that's willing
We're
to
not
tackle
going to
it-
use the
tackle it
same
for us.
company though that's doing the
So-
doors for the outer lock though. I think we're going to use somebody else for this one.
Oh, no, you're right. Duke Energy, who has seen the light pole work going on?
I've seen the box.
Who hasn't seen the light work going on?
It is a slow process.
I think Scooter stopped them one day and said, "Do you all have like a rhyme or reason as to which poles you select?" And I think the answer was,
They said no.
nope.
No, we don't."
Just, you know. I'm like, okay, but they are replacing. If you haven't noticed,
They
they
are.
are replacing
They
the
are.
lights
Yep.
systematically. And
But it's random places.
yeah,
It-
and
it's
usually when they come
interesting.
out and do it, they'll do 2 or 3 at a time.
They
so,
do. They do.
So they have started. You know, this is Duke Energy, y'all. I don't know what else to tell you. I mean, so.
Oh. So we're not giving a date on that either, correct?
It'll
Of
be
when
done-
it will be
it'll done when
finished.
it's done.
No, whenever it's done. That's
Whenever it's
right,
done.
Terrell. That's
Well,
right.
how many times did we tell them it was about to start? Because that's what they told us. And then a month later, we're saying, it's about to start.
Yes.
And then a month later, it's
I
about
think-
to start.
I think
so,
we had it on the agenda since February.
Yeah, I
so
think we have to. At least they have started. That's good.
They have. Golf course greens. That's exciting.
Yeah.
That's coming right along.
Yeah, that's really good. You know, Scooter was talking about this process. How many of you seen the video by any chance that he's done? Yeah, it's a very good video. I don't know. I told him, I said, I don't know about you laying on the greens. I don't know about that one. And he said, well, that was Allison made me do that. I didn't really want to do that. Allison made me do that. So it's all your fault, Allison. But I think it was a good process for him to explain how that all works, right? And so he, I think you all know this, part of the process was that we had to fumigate the greens. And so I'm like, why do you have to fumigate the greens, right? And because do they stink? Do we bury skunks in there? Well, I mean, what is it that we had to? And so it's just part of the process, I think, for getting the sand and peat moss base kind of prepared to be able to really germinate the seed that's putting out. They were going to put seed out this week, and quite honestly, there is in the weather forecast, there's a little bit of potential for some heavier rains coming like Friday, maybe this weekend. So we're going to wait till next week. Looks like the weather calms down a little bit more next week. Because once we put the seed down, we wanted to give it a week or two to kind of not have a lot of hard rain on it so that it really kind of sets and germinates. Because as you can understand what happens if we get a hard rain and we have loose seed on the top, what's going to happen to it? It's going to all kind of congregate and everything. So next week, I think he's going to be putting seed down. And so we're getting close. But boy, I tell you, every time I drive by number 1 on my way in, I look at that beautiful fairway going down there, and I'm like, wow, I'm ready to get back out on that golf course. So, but it's coming,
Yep.
and it's looking really good.
Looking great. Okay, roof replacements. We're still doing that on different parts of the campus, so that is still continuing. And then the healthcare landscaping. Who has seen that so far?
Yeah.
Oh. It's hard not to see it, isn't
It's
it?
hard not to see the landscape.
Oh.
And
Yes.
you can hear them. Yes, you can hear them too. So, yeah, I mean, this is a continuation of our 5-year plan to really try and beautify not just the front of the campus here with the River Landing campus, but really also start hitting some other areas. So this year, last year, as you know, we did the front entrance. This year, we're kind of working our way from Muirfield all the way around to Wingfoot. Next year, I think we're going to hit the Glen Eagles and a couple other areas. And so each year, we've got Scooter and I kind of have a plan as to what we're going to attack. But the goal is to really add a lot of beautification to the campus. And, you know, we want you all to be proud of of the community here. And so I think to me, it's money well spent. And so, and I know everybody has their individual tastes on what can be done, what can't be done, but I've really been very pleased with our landscape architects. I think they've really tried their best to come up with some really nice ideas for our residents to be able to enjoy the space out there.
I think the best part, there will be a nice park area outside the Pebble Beach entrance for folks that are in healthcare. I think that will be a nice area. They haven't had a lot of outdoor areas to be able to go sit and enjoy some of the scenery. So that will be a nice addition to have.
And contrary to rumor, that is not Pebble Beach 3 that we're building out there. So I heard somebody tell me that today, and so I want to make sure that I wipe that rumor right out of there.
Yep.
So.
Very exciting. Okay, silent auction. Who participated in the silent auction? A lot of you. I was going to say, it seemed like almost everybody. So it was a huge success. We raised over $24,000. We're actually coming close to $25,000.
Wow,
so
that's great.
We're still bringing in things. We have most people that picked up their items. Still have a couple more items to pick up, but that was just an amazing, amazing event. And of course, all of the money we raised went to our meal packaging program. And the next event is Friday, September 25th and Saturday, September 26th. So make sure, mark your calendars. The sign-up sheet is already out in the activity book upstairs, so please sign up if you can help with those. Just want to thank everybody that donated, purchased, and gave of their time. It takes a lot of folks to make an event like that happen. We had a great crew this year that helped with setting up, items on the site, the bake sale, just everything.
Lisa, I just want to say, there was a lot of residents that donated some really nice stuff this year, and I just want to say thank you to doing that. And
there was a very unique items too.
A lot of unique items, which was really
a lot of
great.
attention. Yes.
And I always look at that auction as, okay, this is one man's junk and another man's treasure, right? And so, but that really wasn't the case this year. To me, I thought it was really some great stuff that was there, and
it sparked a lot of memories for people. I remember I had that.
Yeah.
It was neat to
I
see
got
that
chastised by a staff member because some of you may have seen that there was a soldier's book that was there, and so I ended up bidding on the soldier's book and won it away from another staff member, and they were pretty mad at me about that. So yeah.
Well, they should have kept bidding.
Oh, well, that's what I told them. I might have to give it back to them. I don't know. So anyway,
the whole goal was
it
to
just was
raise
a great
money.
event. Just a great event. So thank you.
And just want to make us.
And I want to point out, I don't know how much, David did an amazing job, and that's probably where you were going, so I'm stealing your thunder here. But David White did an amazing job. Gene did a great job of, putting up with him during the event, which is really great. And I also want you to know, Lisa was so heavily involved in this event in so many different ways. And Michelle and Cindy and Allison, and there was just a lot of people that had their hands in it. But Lisa spent a ton of time on the event to make this a special thing. And I don't know about you, I love the event. I think it's just a lot of fun to be there, and so just really cool. But
and also special thank you to Sue Yulin.
Oh, yes,
I don't know if she's
you.
here today.
Yeah.
She headed up the bake sale, so that she got all the volunteers together. And the bake sale, we made more at this one than we ever have. It was over 1,500 just from the bake sale.
Wow, that's great.
So thank you all for supporting that. There was a lot of baked items. It was amazing. So thank you for that. Okay, Curana updates.
Yeah, so Lori told me that, and if you went to see Curana today, you might have seen her. We have an intern down there that's helping out with Lori a couple days a week. Her name is Grace Collins. She's a nurse practitioner candidate going to UNCG, and so she's going to be doing some internship down there, and she's very nice. I got a chance to meet her today, so hopefully you all get a chance to see her as you go down to the Curana Clinic on a regular basis. And she's full-time at the Novant in Clemens, and that's I don't know if any of you have been there before, but that's a small little hospital, but it's a really nice hospital, and she's in the emergency room. She's an RN there right now, so so make sure you give her a nice River Landing welcome if you get a chance to see her.
And the other update is Sydney had her baby.
Yeah, Sydney had a baby, yeah.
So if you use your Curana, you would know Sydney there. She had a baby girl, Lydia Elizabeth, born on Monday. She was a little baby, 4 pounds, 12 ounces. 17 inches long, and baby and mama are doing great.
Yeah.
So that was a good update to have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She had the baby in 20 minutes because it was small, right? Doesn't that?
It's a little baby. Oh, little baby.
All right, Lisa,
Okay,
what else we got?
just a couple more updates. Would you like to join the band, the River Landing Band? It's a new season. The band is starting up again on September 14th, right here in the multipurpose room. Come by to see for yourself if it's something you'd like to join. Come listen to them, and then see if you want to join them. They practice typically every Monday from 1:15 to 2:30 right here in the multipurpose room. They do take the summers off, but they're starting back up again. And you don't need to read music.
No, you don't.
Good
That's
point.
right.
Yes, thank you. The next one, interested in being part of the River Landing Singers, but just never made the move. Now is your chance. The River Landing Singers will begin fall rehearsal on Wednesday, September 9th. They rehearse on Wednesdays up in the Wellness Classroom, 2:45 to 4:15, and they'll practice until the Christmas concert, which is December 10th. If you're interested or just curious, contact resident Barbara Gear. She's the director of the group. And come just stop in and see their first rehearsal if you want to just take a look at it and see if you're interested. She did want me to say, no auditions, just a love for singing, and she will do the rest. So
That's great.
sounds like a good group to join.
Wow, maybe I can join if there's no auditions.
You're a
You
good
can
singer,
you
Tom.
can sing solo.
No, you're so low you
Solo,
can't hear
nobody
me. I
hears
know. All right, I got it. Yeah.
Oh.
I heard that one before.
And one last reminder, veteran pictures are needed. You probably have seen that on Care Merge. Residents would like to make a calendar that features River Landing veterans and have it ready to sell by Veterans Day. So we need a young photo of you, perhaps in uniform. Include your name, branch of service, and birth month. Send the photo and information to resident K. Pika by August 31st.
That's great.
That'd be great.
Super. All right, Terrell, you're
That's
on.
awesome.
You're on, buddy.
Okay, it's you, Terrell.
So we're ready for some jokes.
Yes, we are.
All right.
We're
Are
ready.
we, are we
So-
online here?
I hope so, yeah.
Yes,
So
okay.
there's my, yeah. So Tom, I have to tell you, did I ever let you know that I was a puppeteer back in the day?
No.
Yeah, at our church, we had a little ministry, and I was part of the puppet group. But then I just decided there were too many strings attached, and I gave it up.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
You know.
You started out with a groaner here, I think.
So I got in touch with my inner self today. That's the last time I'm going to buy one-ply toilet paper at the dollar store.
Oh,
Yep.
Terrell.
So
This might be your last time on the show here, buddy.
a lady walks up to the pharmacist and shows him a bottle of over-the-counter medication and says, "Can I take this with diarrhea?" The pharmacist says, "Sure, you can take it with diarrhea, but it would taste better with water."
Oh.
A negative person sees the glass of water half empty. A positive person sees it half full. A realistic person adds 2 shots of whiskey, 2 cubes of ice, and says cheers.
Now that's a good one,
gosh.
right?
So the husband said, "When I get mad at you, you never fight back. How do you control your anger?" "Well, I clean the toilet," the wife said. "How does that help?" "I use your toothbrush."
Oh, yikes.
So are you mad at me? "No, I even saved you some pizza."
Oh,
So-
yeah,
oh, I went too far.
That pizza was eaten in the
So
middle.
20 years ago today, you'll congratulate me for this. I asked my childhood sweetheart, my best friend, and the most gorgeous woman I know to marry me. All 3 said no. So our friend Tony told us not to say his name backwards, and we said, "Why not?"
Oh.
When you realize it's Sunday morning and you can sleep in, sleep more.
Oh, that's cute.
Aw.
So the dad asked his 5-year-old daughter where she wanted to eat lunch, and she replied, "I want to go to McDonald's." The dad says, "If you can spell it, we'll go there." The daughter rolls her eyes, looks at her dad, and says, "Fine, let's just go to KFC." What did Cinderella say when her pictures didn't arrive on time? "One day my prince will come."
Oh, no.
If anyone gets a message from me about canned meat, don't open it, it's spam. A man in prison calls his younger brother, "Hey, remember when we were younger and we finished each other's sentences?"
Oh.
I don't
Paper's
get it.
falling everywhere.
It's all good.
A boy, I got this one from Ken. A boy who ate some plastic horses had to be rushed to the hospital. The doctors say his condition is stable. I entered a pun contest. I submitted 10, and I thought surely that one of them would win, but no pun intended. And I like this one. Back in my day, Grandma's house didn't have Wi-Fi. It had pancakes, porch swings, and peace, and by golly, that was enough.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Well, you redeemed yourself on the last one, I think, there.
That was good.
Well, thank you,
That was
thank
good.
you.
Good
thank
job.
you, Terrell, for
That was
doing
great,
that.
Terrell.
Yeah, of
and,
course.
and thank you to the resident that submitted
Yes, thank you,
most
Alan.
of them.
Yes.
Yes, yes. So, very good. We appreciate that.
I think
do
we
we
also
have a-
we have a winner.
We have a winner,
We
right?
do. We
Yeah.
do have a winner.
Okay. yeah.
Okay. Would you like to? Okay, I will go ahead. The question.
I saw the text come through on our phone.
Okay. Who was the only president of the United States was not a native English speaker? Audience?
George Bush.
Martin Van Buren. He grew up speaking Dutch in Kinderhook, New York, and learned English as a second language.
Wow,
Yes.
that's pretty neat.
Okay, and the winner is
Dun, dun, dun.
D-
Ellie Matthews.
Oh, very good.
Yes.
We've
yes.
got
So
your
she's-
wine right here.
She's in TV land. Yes, absolutely. Do you want to deliver it to her, Terrell?
I'd be happy to.
Okay, okay.
Is
So
she in the
Ellie,
room?
he will deliver your wine to you
I will
after
deliver
the
the
show.
wine. Have 2 glasses ready. We'll taste it.
Maybe 3. She has a husband.
Maybe 3.
Maybe
Good
3
idea.
glasses. Yes.
I think we're getting ready to
Okay,
transition.
let's
'cause I wanna-
transition.
I want to try and show you some of the results of the Hollerin' survey, right?
Yes, yes.
I think the clicker, right, got it. All right. We're gonna
Okay,
put
just
the
give us
screen down.
1 minute.
I don't want to mess my hair up.
Terrell, you can stay behind the screen if you want to. Yes, they can interpret. That would be good. Okay, does anybody remember, that was 3 months ago. Does anybody remember doing the Hollerin' survey from 3 months ago? Okay. So I know that we're a little late, so I promise I won't make this real long. And I've got maybe about 15 slides to go through. So, but I thought it was important to kind of share you a little bit about some of the results from the Hollerin' survey, because I think it was a very good survey. If you were here when Tim was here earlier, he mentioned that we had a very good survey, and we did. We had a very good survey, so I'll start out by saying that. But here we go. Let's jump right into this. And Michelle, it's not coming up. Did I go the wrong way? I went the wrong way. Okay, so this is independent living. So remember, we did the survey collection from April 20th to May 11th. Gosh, it was 3 months ago. So our response rate, we had 81.3% of our residents respond, which is great. Remember, this is a Hollerin' survey. So the Hollerin' company is known for doing surveys for our industry. So as you can see underneath here, the normal response rate for them on average is 74.7%. That is what we're benchmarking against really is 300 plus communities worth of information. So the questions that were asked are all part of a database that they use. And so, our residents were answering the questions and the average we come up with, it's compared to the benchmark that Hollerin' has from doing this with 300 retirement communities. So as you can see, it's a pretty big database. Okay, I know this is a little small and I apologize, but this is a little bit of the statistics from you who were filling it out. So I'm going to come up on stage, I think, and show this real quick. So I'm looking at this one right here, length of residence. So this blue one here, those are residents that have been here from 6 years to 11 years. And you can see that was a big portion of the residents that filled out the survey. And then this one is the quality of life, if you can't see that. So very good, good, all right, and bad. So you can see most of our residents consider that their quality of life is either good or very good, and that's great. Year of birth, I thought this was interesting. This is 1935 to 1945, a 10-year span, and that's how many? 232, I think it is, of our resident respondents fall within that 10-year time frame. And then if you add in some of the boomers coming in, that was 143. This is where the bulk of our residents are who filled out the survey right there. Health status, very good, good, average, and some that are not so good. But again, I think it's just kind of interesting information about the status of our residents. The top right one on the left-hand side is the number of females that filled out the survey, and the kind of the purplish one is the males. And it's about 60-40, and which is kind of in line and consistent with what we've been saying as far as the number of male residents versus female residents here. So that was not really a surprise. And then the last one over there is financial situation. The top one is very good, the next one is good, and then fair, and then poor. So you can see, at least from the folks that were filling it out, that most of our residents are in pretty good financial situation. So, I just thought that was kind of interesting information. I thought you all might find that to be interesting as well. All right, let's get into some of the numbers and all. Yep, went the wrong way. Up, too far. All right, it's not responding fast. Oh, my goodness. Here we go. Okay, so this is like an elevator thing. Have you ever seen those elevators that kind of go up and down, and it shows you what floor it's on? That's what I liked about this. But anyway, you only get 3 floors. Well, not here. I wasn't thinking about this elevator so much. But so this is kind of where we landed from the independent living side in regard to the survey results from how engaging we are as a community. And so you could see that they classify that in 4 different categories on the bottom, between voice, connection, fulfillment, and well-being. And so, obviously you can tell the less engaging you are, the more issues you have, the more engaging you are, the better it is. And so, we ranked very well, as you can see from the bottom, compared to the holler and benchmarks. 84th on the voice side, 89th on the connection, fulfillment was 91st, and well-being was 94th percentile. So I know this is a little hard to read as well, and I apologize for that. And we will put these out on CareMerge for you so you can kind of go into it and take a look at it. And if somebody really wants a printed copy, come see Michelle. She'll get you a printed copy of it. But see, it's very easy for me to just offer Michelle's services to y'all. But this is just some of the areas that you were asked about, and this is the scoring level. Remember, it was 1 to 5. You could rate each of the questions you were answering from a 1 to 5 category. But the big thing, and I don't know how well you can see this, but the big thing I want to point out is, on all these questions, we were at I think the slowest one was 4.09, up to a 4.69 here. And so we did very well with our scoring. When you think about it, 5 being the best, 4 being very good, we were above the very good range, going closer to the excellent range. And then when you compare these individual ones to the organization overall against all of our sister communities, we were higher in every category than our sister communities were collectively. So that was really good, and you can kind of see, if you like the color coding, you can see that we fit mostly into the green, a little bit into the blue. Let me just read that for you real quick. So the green, in order to be in the green section, you had to be in the 85th percentile or higher. If the blue is 16th percent to 84%, and that's kind of their normal range when they're benchmarking this. If we hit blue, that means we're kind of average in that area, or slightly, in this case, slightly above average, because we were only 1 point off on the voice engagement side. So, again, anytime you see green, we're looking pretty good. And so, I'll point out real quick. So some of the blue ones that, we didn't quite get up into the green about was addressing issues, ways to be heard, transparency with residents, and then welcoming environment. Now, that one I didn't understand because I thought we were pretty well welcoming community. But again, take this into consideration when you're looking at this. Welcoming community, we still at a 4.63. I mean, so it's not like we're not a welcoming community. It's just, again, just as kind of just comparison against the benchmarks for the hollering folks. Okay, let me go see if I can get to the next one. So this, to me, this is the next two questions are where the rubber hits the road for me. You know, would you select River Landing again if you had that option to be able to select it again? 91.3% of our residents said they would select it again. 7.3 said, I don't know. So, and that's okay. I mean, I think that's obviously something that I would think somebody would won't even think twice about that. I get that. But when you add the two of those together, 98.6% of our residents were either in the blue or green category. And look how we compare to the Holleran benchmarks. I mean, we really kind of blew those statistics out of the water. And then the next one is even more telling to me, which is, would you recommend River Landing? 95% of our residents said yes. I think that's tremendous, y'all. Especially when you consider, look what the Holleran benchmark is, 85%. We beat it by 10%. So, you know, what does that tell me? It tells me that, you know, we're not perfect here. There's always things to work on. We got things that we need to tweak. There's always, you know, operational issues that we got to try and solve. But 95% of our residents are very happy here and would recommend River Landing. So I think that's, to me, that's where the rubber hits the road. Okay, so there was a lot of comments and suggestions and all from residents. And let me start out by saying, and I've looked at every single one of them. I want to say thank you. You know, sometimes with the Holleran survey in the past, because it's an anonymous survey, you know, you're not connected to your survey results, meaning that we wouldn't have known if you sent a comment in about something. Sometimes in the past, we've had some really nasty comments made about some of our staff members and really direct attacks on some of our staff members. And so it's one thing I don't like about the Holleran survey is because to me, that can be a little bit of a downer. And so of course, when I look at these things, I never share those kinds of stuff with our staff when I feel like they're overly that way. Didn't have that this time. You all, thank you so much for not attacking anybody and as part of the suggestions. Tremendous amount of suggestions, a lot of, you know, areas to kind of look at for us. And so what I did was I tried to kind of take the suggestions, the comments, and tried to kind of develop any kind of trends out of that. You know, if it was just mentioned once, I wasn't really thinking that that really was a trend. But if it was mentioned 3 or 4 or 5 times, then I started kind of looking at it and saying, okay, you know, that might be something that we need to look at, or, you know, was it something that the residents were really happy about? So let me show you the results of that after kind of playing with that a little bit. So what do residents value most around here? I don't think this is going to surprise you all. The residents love the people in the community, our staff, the friendly residents that we have here, that were warm and welcoming. These were all prevalent throughout all of the suggestions, all of the comments, that we have a family feel, we have a sense of community here, the companionship that you all have with each other. Is anybody surprised by any of this? I wasn't. So just multiple amounts of comments about that. What else were you happy with? You're happy with our wellness facilities, our therapy, our 5-star healthcare. These are comments that were made throughout. So, you know, this wasn't just once or twice. This was on many comments about our chaplain services, activities, transportation, security, our maintenance program, our home maintenance program. Again, these were all really strengths that were coming out of what residents value most here at River Landing. Variety of dining choices, our culture, the great neighbors that they have. Boy, that was mentioned a lot. Our golf course. And yes, administration made the list. I was very surprised by that, I have to tell you that. So, now, I will tell you a little secret. When we get to the areas for improvement, administration is on that list as well. So I just want to be very transparent about that. And then communication, and I hope that you all feel that we do our best. We do try to really communicate with you all in a lot of different ways. This show happens to be just one of those ways, and it's a little bit different. Okay, so we've covered what residents really value. Let's talk about opportunities for improvement. And so here's where some of the the themes that were coming out. Longer cleaning times for housekeeping. Anybody surprised by that one? Probably not. Scooter loves this one, individual landscaping preferences. So, you know, and that's not surprising. More transparency and information from Contour and / administration. And you know, so I take a little bit of that. I also, and maybe I'm reading into this a little bit, I think some of this is coming from the fact that we merged just a year or so ago, and I think there's just a little bit of, you know, an unknownness there about what that means for us as a community. And so that was the trend I was kind of seeing with some of the comments that were being made. I've got to talk to Ryan. There was some concern about some of the maintenance follow-up procedures. So I saw that enough that I was like, oh, we need to kind of look at that. Clinic times, wanting it to be urgent care. And that's a little bit hard for our clinic to be able to do, but something that I understand that would be something that residents would want. And then, does anybody think we need more technology help around here? I mean, you know, we have Philip, but could we have another 10 Philips probably at this point and still not cover all the needs that we have? Yes, I know the answer to that one already. So the next area is, guess what? Dining made the list for areas of improvement. So again, is anybody surprised by that? I don't think so. So, you know, more healthy food choices. I wish I had a nickel for every time I saw we cooked the vegetables too long, and then the next line is we don't cook the vegetables long enough. Because I would be a rich person right now, I will tell you that. But, you know, more than that, and I'm jesting a little bit about that, you know, just about trying to have more healthy food choices. The hot bar selections, the quality of the hot bar. I'm just going to tell you a little secret. When we changed over to the bistro, I did not want to put the hot bar back in. I wanted to go away from the hot bar because the hot bar gives us more grief than anything else we have here on campus. You can never please anybody with the hot bar, and it's just the way it is. And so I really didn't want to have it. I got talked out of that, which is okay, and I get it that it's a mainstay. And a lot of our residents and a lot of our staff love the hot bar, but there was a lot in there about the hot bar, a lot. More frequent menu changes in each of the venues. One thing I want to share with you about that, you know, we do the specials in those dining rooms to try and give a little bit of extra there. But part of the reason we don't change the menus very often is because we want to try and become really good and consistent about the items that we have in there. If we change those menus all the time, like we used to do before, we never really get good at actually making the meal that we have on the menu. So that's really the reasoning and the thought process behind that. This was another one that I thought was kind of interesting, the dining dollars that for using for alcohol. So I saw a lot of that in there. And I was like, yeah, I can understand why you would want that. And then you all might remember back when the survey was going on, we were having some issues keeping folks, quite honestly, in our bistro. We were having a lot of staffing changes in our bistro. I think we've kind of solved some of that now, and hopefully we're getting beyond that at this point. So a lot of dining stuff, always, not surprising. Dining's probably is the hardest area for us to please residents with. I mean, I'll be the first one to say it. But doesn't mean we can't keep trying, and we will. Some more things. The hybrid elevators. Well, I just talked to you about the hybrid elevators. So again, not surprised that was on there. The Miss Nancy replacement or interior change, we just talked about that one, so you know about that one. The Lynx drive gate system. You know, we did put a new reader in there. I think it's helped. I don't know about it's solved our problem. I don't think it has. I still go in there at various times, and sometimes it works great. Sometimes I can't get the thing to open up for me, and I have to use my badge. So we've talked to Lisa. Why don't you say something about that real quick?
So there is potentially a new sticker option coming out for us, some more advanced stickers that we could try on some of our vehicles. We're seeing more of the issues with some of the newer cars that have smart windshields. I see some shakes of heads out there. So we're hoping that the new sticker might be another option for us to give a try. But I think everybody, just as a reminder, you can use your badge as well. I have folks that still tell me they didn't know that.
Oh,
so let's just always remember that too. You can always pull out your badge if you're having trouble.
That's right.
Yep.
And I've noticed for me in the morning, I don't have much trouble getting in. But if I go out to lunch and come in, for whatever reason, it just doesn't read it as well, and I end up using my badge a lot. So, and maybe I'm hoping you all don't have problems with it, but you might. We're going to keep working on that. Covered parking was something that came up a lot in the survey. Yeah, I don't know about that one. That's a hard one to do. And then this one was a real surprise. How about lower monthly service fee increases? Yeah, that would be really good, wouldn't it? So we'll see what we can do about that. We are working on our budget for next year, and so in October we'll be presenting that. We have finished it from our end, and so it's got to get through the board level, which will be in September. But we'll see. You might have some news there for you. We'll see how that works out. Okay, so I thought it'd also be fun. When I was looking at the comments, I started writing down some of the quotes that I was getting from some of the residents, because you all can be really funny, but you also, I think, there was a lot of really cool comments that I thought, this is true. So let me kind of go through them a little bit. The first one was, aging is hard. And it is hard, right? I mean, you all can identify with that. I can identify with that. Aging is hard. This is one of my favorite ones. Less T-shirts. That was only one person that said that. I would love to know who said less T-shirts, okay? Because that's one of the main. We probably give out, 2 or 3 T-shirts on average every year, don't we? And there's probably some people, I don't know, there might be one today somebody was wearing today. So, yes. Food is delicious, but my expanding waistline would appreciate less butter and margarine. That is a true statement. Wish I had come sooner. I have friends at other CCRCs, and they wish they had come here. Thought that was really cool. We feel like a large family. There was multiple comments about the family atmosphere here. And that just brought my heart to leap a little bit, because that's really the ultimate goal. I want this to be a big family here with all of us. I am proud to call River Landing my home. I love all the staff, and most of the time I think I'm already in heaven. I would like to meet that resident, to be honest with you, whoever said that. It helps me live my best life, physically, spiritually, intellectually, and emotionally. That's good, isn't it? Hot fudge just got added to the creamery. Yay.
Was that just a coincidence? It got added during the survey time?
Joseph. The freedom to enjoy aging. Think about that one. The freedom to enjoy aging. And then the last one I had was how fortunate we all are to have River Landing available for our generation. The other part of this that was with this that I couldn't put it all in was said they wish there had been a River Landing for their grandparents and for their parents when they needed it, and there wasn't a River Landing then. And so how fortunate it is that we have River Landing available for us. So I thought there were some really good comments. Yeah.
I just wanted to know if the one that said food is delicious, but my expanding waistline was the same person that wanted to use dining dollars for alcohol.
Wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, I wonder if they're also eating the hot fudge out of the creamery too, right? So, get this, y'all. We won the 2 Hollerin Awards for resident engagement and for resident satisfaction. We were the only community that had both of those. And I'll add this, our skilled nursing facility also got a resident satisfaction survey choice award, and we were the only ones in the organization to actually get it. So, which I thought said a lot about our healthcare folks. So, participation trophy, sure, Bob. Anyway, it's 4:15. You all have been here for an hour and 15 minutes. If you have questions, you want to come up and ask me, but I just thought this was a good way to be able to kind of just show you a little bit about what the results of our survey was. It was a great survey. I've been sharing a little bit with the staff as well so that they can see it. Because I want them to know what a great job they're doing, obviously, right? I mean, if we have 95% of residents that were willing to recommend River Landing, that means something's going right here. And so that means our staff are doing a great job. And then you all, I just want to tell you, you all are amazing. I love the way you create community, the way you look out for each other, the way you love each other. And I tell you, Lisa and I talk about this all the time, about what a special place this is. I mean, we really have been blessed as a community here, and it's because of the residents that have chosen to come here and make this a big, happy family. So thank you for doing that. I hope that you will continue in that vein, because that's how we as a staff feel, that this is a big, happy family, and I hope you feel that way too. So love you all. Thank you.